All right, welcome to Dear Mr. Shanks episode 2 in my attempt to prove that YouTube is a selectively, algorithmically trained communist training facility in which the person on the other side of the state can pick and choose. He maintains his viewership status because he is in perfect alignment with some type of unseen forces, right? And I guess it's like, what number will we get to before there are questions answered? I wonder. And now I have to do this every day. So I'm going to make them snappy. First off, people don't like your smugness. And I want to let you know something. When you're doing this smug presentation about, kind of like, China's going to win, like that, which is what you're doing. I want to bring your awareness to something. It's like, do you know that when China did their own revolution, that the people doing what you're doing right now, that they killed them? Yeah. You know that China, like the only way that China is at this stage is because they're thinking long term. So long-term thinking needs to understand it's like, this we're not invading. Are you not getting the faxes from the CCP that say shut up? Or are they playing the game where they're like, hang him out to dry, let his smugness fill the fucking airwaves so that then we can somehow sail in and be part of this other guy, this other Shanks, the dark Shanks. They can pull the dark Shanks out and say he is the hero of his people. And China is a protective measure. China protects culture around the world. I don't know. It's just the smugness, And basically, I'm going to, again, so I've done it. Do you know that the communist revolution, Mao's revolution, the people acting as you are now, the people, the Red Army, whoever they were that went in and did all this stuff, the people that humiliated people on stages and things like that, and all of that cultural cleansing. Do you know that that's what you're doing? Do you know that you're doing cultural cleansing on YouTube on the day that YouTube is exposed as the largest cultural cleansing fucking vacuum cleaner on earth? And you're being smug about it. And I'm here to rescue you. Why? Because you are a relevant part of my culture. You're the smug communist who thinks that the deal is done, who thinks that the writing is on the wall, who thinks that basically we're all about to get down and worship the fucking device. We're all just here. I watched Jordan Shanks on my phone. Oh, it's made in China. Oh, I've got a BYD car in the mail, and my Temu order of my new identity, which I've curated from fucking ridiculous YouTube content that's mushed my brain to think that now I'm a fucking animal. It's like all of that's the same. All of this is like balance. There is balance in the world, right? Without YouTube, you don't exist. So basically, between you and I, you're on the other side of the world there, or on the other side of Australia. Like, between you and I is YouTube, isn't it? It's the only difference to do with our distribution. And it's actively doing the dirty on everyone, isn't it? And that means that there are mountains of people dead with a skerrick, they might have made 1 or 2 videos. And basically, the skilled practitioner can now go and see the genocide that you're being so smug about. Can't they? The skilled practitioner. I'm going to explore. They're going to find how to explore the database. Oh, look, I found someone here do 2 videos of this. Oh, look, we found his social media. Oh, hey, this is where he got ostracized. This is where other people around him smugly pushed him out as unacceptable fucking dross. And this is where he topped himself. This is the interaction he had with the police. Where all your taxes go to, by the way. It's like, look, I'm sure glad we ruined his day. West Australian police officers came out, smashed my phone, because I was trying to begin the process. Very complicated political and cultural and everything, really. Just a moment in time. Is it illegal to represent your love for your children in this environment? And it's like, no, it's only acceptable to bring up weird, now horrifically dated Simpsons references and I don't know, shame and racially discriminate against West Australian mothers and tar them all with the same, city slicker, urbanite, fucking communist, fucking Marxist smugness. Like that's like, yeah, that exists. I just want to know why that's all that exists. I just want to know why that's all that exists. And I'm going to break down the simple thing. I'm going to tell you why, right? This isn't China. Yeah. By respecting China. You are right. The United States does resemble China with the opium and the fucking, what he said, boy emperor and all this. Yeah, I agree. But we still resemble Australia. Wide, untamed land. Completely different from China. Australia, traditionally, before pricks like you rocked up, was a land of opportunity. It was like you bit off a chunk and you had a go. That's the culture, right? Now, that's the culture you're manifesting your personality through. You've bit off a chunk and you had a go. It's just that the chunk that you bit off exists on YouTube, and YouTube does not exist in Australia. So continuously, you are going to be reminded of this through a wide range of perhaps metaphysical fucking manifestations of synchronicity. I don't know how exactly, but Australia is a place where opportunistic people came, bit off a chunk, and had a go. Right. Unlike China, which is a thousands and thousands unbroken culture, which then had a communist uprising. So it's like the culture was already monolithic. I don't know whether you've heard this, but it's quite difficult to pick a Chinese person from another Chinese person, right? Because they monolithic, centuries-old culture established. Actually, minus the interruption by us, pretty stable, pretty wonderful, beautiful history, all these things. The CCP, no. If they're working on behalf of restoring global reputation and global status, right, in order to then reestablish their empirical system and their hierarchical monarchies, then yeah. And that's what I always assume they're doing. Right? That's where I'm pressuring. And see, the thing is, I think that is the fact. China, we forced a communist party in China. We forced it because of we listen. It's like, we fucked up. We're sorry. That's why we're not getting flooded with fentanyl. It's like we are appeasing. We're like, yeah, we did things wrong. Right, the Americans, they're aggressive, right? So they're getting hammered. But that doesn't mean it's like you're missing so many things. It's like this isn't 1,000-year-old, unbroken civilized culture in Australia. It's the landing ground. It's the what do they call the LZ, the landing zone, whatever it is, of countless different cultures. With this same thing, it's the land of opportunity where we all bit off something and then we try and give it a good go. The problem is traditionally that we all bit off way more than we can chew. Right? That is the cultural problem with Australia. And you are representing that so clearly. It's like you bit off the entire, second tier mainstream chunk of the left side of political commentary, and it's just you. And you don't have someone on the other side. You have a bunch of cartoon characters. And this is things like Where are you picking and choosing these cartoon characters from in order to oppose? You don't pick me. You pick cartoon characters. Your whole life is cartoon characters because you live in a little dungeon, a little boy prince dungeon to do with, I don't know, communist propaganda. And the thing is, it's like you don't know how to do any other fucking thing on fucking earth. You don't know how any of this shit goes together. You don't know how any of the pre-cultures assemble what you don't know any of it. You know, all that statesmanship stuff that you declare that Trump doesn't do. It's like, that's you. That's you. And I'm not in your country. You're in my country. You know what I mean? And you're projecting this smugness in the exact platform that I'm trying to fucking disintegrate and reestablish as a harvesting fucking mine site so we can go and harvest the culture that was genocided. All of our cultures, all of the subcultures, including Chinese culture. You know, all of them have suffered by this homogenization. Right? The false confidence in your position, this false smugness, is like, oh, this is what it is, right? I'll go, okay. What you're describing is a city. Yeah. Wait for it. That's called a city, Jordan Shanks. Yeah, you're a city boy. Good boy. You're a good city boy. Now, in all your history books, when you read the fact of cities, right, all that history is about cities, isn't it? Even Russia right now, it's all about cities. It's like, we need to take the Donbass or Ukraine or fucking Kiev, whatever it is. Moscow got attacked the other day. Cities. City, 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 city. I know. But guess who I am absolutely certain understands that is not the way that we're going into the future? The Chinese Communist Party. Why? Because they broke all the cities, didn't they? They broke all the cities. And we only hear, it's like Shanghai and Beijing, that's it. And the CCP. The cities are still there. Right? It was a peasant uprising because they had a peasant class. That's who's running the show. Right? They built what the people wanted, and now they're in, and basically they were imposed by our culture. They were infected by our culture, the same as we infected them with opium. Right? And the same as they're perhaps leading to the infection of the United States of opium. And the United States has infected us all with their culture. But it's like the United States built this system here. The cultural fucking ender, the cultural fucking concentration camp. That's the smugness. So it's like you are representing, not Australian interests, you are representing the confidence of somebody benefiting from a concentration camp. Benefiting from a genocide, not just people, but cultural genocide, right? Indiscriminate cultural genocide. You know, most prominently on YouTube, obviously with a bias against Chinese culture. You know, how often really on YouTube do you see traditional Chinese culture? You know, you get a peasant class, you know, it overthrows the empirical, overthrows the cities, overthrows the things, creates a world government, all this stuff. It's like, yeah, they're very recently at the class that is most prominently respecting the traditional culture, but they had a job to do, right? So it's like they've opposed, and you can see this. It's like TikTok is the Wild West of YouTube, right? So TikTok has a lower cultural rank than YouTube. So you benefit on YouTube. I don't know how you do on TikTok, and I don't use TikTok, right? But maybe I will use TikTok only to establish the fact that this illegal cultural filter is ridiculous. But it's like, I've got a point where I get to. It's like, but you are representing basically, because it's an American filter, YouTube and Google, right? Housed in, I don't know, maybe they're in Ireland as well. It's so confusing. So many things end up in Ireland. You should really have a look where these places are based. Because this is a Wild West. This is an naval war. This is fucking Napoleon's, this is master and commander shit, where these are ships in fucking international waters running away from each other with fucking astronomical amounts of blood on their hands all over the place. And it basically comes down. So you think you're standing on the fucking pile. You're standing on the pile of bodies being smug, right? Because you're not doing the maths. It's like, I'm doing the maths. I understand that all of this has equations back to this is a false reality. And the real reality is hiding behind the mathematics, behind times and dates, an astronomical amount of data that is all held in absolute secure locations, all absolutely ready to be gone through so that the true status of the world can be told. And I can guarantee you that this true status at the end of this will be a British person shaking hands with Xi Jinping and saying, well, I'm glad that we stopped all of that. You know what I mean? And that's where I'll say, please let our smug journalist over east, the little city boy there, please he doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? Because that's a city orientation. The world will never, ever, ever work like that again. Ever, because of this, right? And this proves that you're over there in a city, right, with distribution. I'm here, close enough to a city, but mainly representing non-urban, right? Although I live the most urban existence ever. Like, I am in a city. I'm in the fucking emerald fucking silicon city, the true emerald silicon city that isn't gatekept by these temporary fucking toll takers, by these temporary bridge trolls like YouTube, like Google. It's like, do you think China thinks of Google as a city? Right? And then it's like, do you think China is going to tolerate the entire world's culture being forced through the eye of Google's city needle? Through the eye of Google's city needle? I don't think so. As I said, they broke all of the cities. That's what they were always going to do. China fucking started this shit. And actually, more importantly, it's like, do you know that we started this shit here? It's like, you look at the history of around the world of the uprisings that you so amazingly misunderstand and celebrate from your little fucking apartment or wherever you live in your little connected super city with your little electric trams, whatever the fuck it is, right? It started here. It started with the Federation of Australia. That's where it started. And they're chasing us. Did you know that? No, of course not. No, because you live in a fucking city and all you can think of is a city. And it's like you are representing the exact archetype of the people that those peasants that uprised in China, that they overthrew. But you can't see it because you're too much cozying up at their feet like a little fucking pug lapdog trying to fucking get the best position at the fucking dinner table. And that is always fucking mocked and humiliated. It's not the way it is. This is a temporary fucking moment in time, right? Just like the CCP broke the cities, just like the labor movements all around the world fucking broke the cities, all this shit, right? Well, the holdings, Google, YouTube, all of this shit, they're cities. And now they're mass graves. Just like that. Why? Because I represent, some of the largest navies on Earth, and that's my job. The largest intelligence on Earth, and that's my job. YouTube, Facebook. Look, Facebook has done a good job. Facebook is not in the same category, although it is the same. It's like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube are now declared as mass grave sites, mass burials of genocide. They're going to be exhumed. Luckily, it's like we don't need to exhume the bodies. That's the horrors of the last war, right? We exhume the dead people, right? So there'll be an international register. It's like if you know someone that was active on social media, and that includes YouTube, and that even includes watching YouTube, okay? We are requesting that you contribute their name and details to this register, which will be set up independently in all nations, so that we can begin the process of decoding World War III. Right? Decoding. And it's a cumulative effort, all nations on Earth, including America, including China, including Britain, including France even, and including, of course, Australia, right? We're going to decode World War III. And just to let you know, this very, very cosmopolitan, global fucking jet-setting fucking urbanite that you see here did the majority of that while being completely ostracized, living in a old fucking stable down in a country town in the middle of Western Australia, looking out his window at sheep. And those were the happiest days of my life, despite all the other things going on, because the simple act of looking out a window and seeing sheep instead of fucking cunts is the most pleasurable experience in the world, And that's what you don't know, because you wake up and see a cunt every single morning when you look in the mirror. I can't wait for episode 3. Tune in.